Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to create Zendesk user on Zoho Forms submission. So as a customer support manager of my organization, I am using Zoho Forms on my website to collect the inquiries as well as support requests from my customers. My objective is that as soon as a new support request will be received through the form submission by any of the customer, automatically that customer should be added in my Zendesk account as a user. Zendesk is the issue management application which I am using for my organization. Now to automate this entire process, I will have to set up the connection between Zoho Forms and Zendesk, and that I am going to do without any coding and programming skills, simply with the help of Pabbly Connect. So for your business, if you also want to learn this amazing automation step by step, for that you have to come towards my screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. In this video, we are going to learn step by step that how we can automatically create user in Zendesk for Zoho Forms submission. So as a customer support manager, I use Zoho Forms to collect support requests and inquiries from my website. However, manually creating a new user in Zendesk for each of the inquiry is time consuming, definitely prone to errors, which results in delaying of response time. Therefore, I want to simply automate this entire process. To automate the process, I want that as soon as I'm going to receive a new form submission by a user, this customer support request form through my website with their details such as their name, email address, their phone number, the type of issue which they are facing and the description of that issue, then automatically that person should be added as a user in my Zendesk account so that my team members will be able to follow up with the queries, their problems, and will be able to quickly resolve. For setting up the automation, here we have to set up the connection first of all between Zoho Forms and Zendesk. As you know, they are not directly connected, so here I'm going to set up this connection with the help of Pabbly Connect, and that too without any coding and any programming skills. So let's get started quickly. Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software which helps us to automate all our daily repetitive tasks without the requirement of any coding and any programming skills by setting up connections between our work applications. Now, today by setting up this connection, we are going to simply automate the entire process of creating users in Zendesk for Zoho Forms submission. So this is the home page of Pabbly Connect where we can reach by typing the URL pabbly.com/connect/INR in our browser. After coming over here, we will find two options, sign in and sign up for free. So in case if you are already an existing user, just click on sign in to log into your account. But in case if you are a new user, you have to click on this sign up for free button. It will help you to create a free new account just in 2 minutes. Also, when you will do that, you're going to receive 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. So as an existing user, currently I'm going to click on sign in to log into my account directly. This is all app section where we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. You can see we have multiple products over here. So you can access the products directly from here, because for setting up the connection, for setting up the automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So let's click on access now. Now we are on the dashboard of Pabbly Connect where we can find all the workflows which we have created, and to save the workflows we can also create separate folders like this. Now to create a new workflow, let's click on this create workflow option. As we have done that, a dialog box has appeared in front of us which is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. So first of all, let me provide a name over here. After giving the name, now I'm going to select the folders. I have created different folders for different varieties of workflows on my dashboard. And now I am setting up this automation currently for managing my customer support. So here I'm going to select the specific folder which I have created for all the automations that are related to customer support. And now I'm going to click on create. As we have done that, you can see a new screen is open in front of us. The screen contains two extremely important windows, trigger and action. So what are trigger and actions? Trigger and actions are the two main concepts, the principles, or we can say these are the building blocks on which the entire automation runs. Here, the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is the response towards our trigger. So whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow, and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore, we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can add as many action steps as we want. Now let's suppose I want that every time I'm going to receive a new form submission in Zoho Forms, then automatically the person who has submitted the form should be added as a user in my Zendesk account. For that, I'm going to take Zoho Forms in trigger and Zendesk in my action step. When we are going to set up the connection between these applications, then we will see that action is going to follow what the trigger commands, because when the trigger happens, that means when the form will be submitted for the support inquiry in Zoho Forms, then only the person who has submitted the form will be added as a user in Zendesk, otherwise not. So after understanding the whole concept of trigger in action, let us start creating our automation step by step. To start with the process, first of all, let's go towards our trigger step and let us first of all select our trigger application. So over here, our trigger application will be Zoho Forms. Let's select that because we want that when the form will be submitted in Zoho Forms, then my workflow should start. Now we have to select the trigger event that will be new form submitted. So as you know, trigger event is the event on the happening of which the workflow is going to start. Because we have new form submitted as our trigger event, this means that every time the new form will be submitted, the response is going to be captured of that new form submission inside Pabbly Connect, and with that response only my workflow is going to start. But before that, we have to set up the connection between Zoho Forms and Pabbly Connect. To build the connection between Zoho Forms and Pabbly Connect, you can see we have already received a webhook URL. We have to use the webhook URL to build this connection. And how we are going to use it? We have to basically insert this webhook URL inside our Zoho Forms by following the given instructions. So basically, we have the instructions. By step following these instructions, we have to insert the webhook URL inside the specific form of Zoho Forms. And as we will do that, then this webhook URL is going to act as a bridge for transferring the data of every new form submission in Zoho Forms towards Pabbly Connect. So let's copy the webhook URL and then I'm going to take you towards my Zoho Forms, and over here I will take you towards my dashboard first of all. So these are the 3 forms I have on my dashboard. You can also have multiple forms for different requirements which you have created on your dashboard, but you have to select a specific form on the submission of which you want to capture the response in Pabbly Connect. So currently I am setting up this connection for the support requests. So currently I am setting up this connection and automation for my support request for customer support, and for that I have created this special customer support request form. So I'm going to open the form and you can see it will look like this. All right, now I'm going to go back and we'll go towards the edit form option. After coming on the form, here you can see that these are all the fields I have. You can also edit the form from here, from the left side if you want. But my form is completed and I do not want to edit it. So I'm just going to go towards integration from top. After coming on integrations, from the left side over here, you can see we have the option of webhooks, which we have to select. And now here in the webhook field, we have to do webhook configuration. That means first of all in the webhook URL field, we have to paste the URL which we have recently copied from Pabbly Connect. I have an existing webhook URL already added over here, so I'm going to quickly delete it and I'm going to paste a new one. And then we have to select the content type. So our content type will be application JSON. Here the authorization type will be general, and now we have payload parameters. That means these are the fields which we have in the form. So these you have to match whether the payload parameters are the same as the fields which you have, because these are the details which you are going to receive in the response. Okay, so I have first name, last name, email, phone number, feedback, and the rating. So I'm going to change the feedback field as description of issue. So I've changed some of the labels and I've changed my form fields, and now directly I'm going to click on save. As we have done that, the webhook is updated. That means our configuration is set up, and this means that our connection between Zoho Forms and Pabbly Connect is built. As we have set up the webhook connection, now we are waiting for the response to be captured. What kind of response? When the form will be submitted, customer support request form, when it will be submitted, then we are going to receive the response. To capture the response, let's do a test submission. To do the test submission, we just have to submit the form. Now we have already connected the form with Pabbly Connect, so now I'm going to click on access form. The form is open in front of us, so now I'm quickly going to submit this form. So I'm going to use some dummy details to submit the form so that the response could be captured. So let's say the customer or the user who is submitting the form is best user. The name is best user. Let's say the phone number of this customer is this. Let's say the email is this. Let's say the issue type is technical support, and let's say the description, I'm going to use a random description over here. API is not working. Let's say these are the details. I'm going to provide a random rating as well. And now I'm quickly submitting the form. As soon as the form is submitted, let me take you back towards Pabbly Connect. We will wait for a few seconds so that the response could be captured. And here you can see that the response is captured. So in the response, we have received all the details. You can see we have the phone number of the customer, their last name, their first name, the type of issue which they face, their email address, and the description of the issue as well. And these details are exactly the same which I have submitted in the form. This means our connection between Zoho Forms and Pabbly Connect is absolutely successful. And now every time a new form is going to be submitted in Zoho Forms, the response is automatically going to capture over here. As the response is captured, our objective is to create this person as a user in Zendesk. For that, we have to set up the connection between Zendesk and Pabbly Connect. To do that, let's go towards our action step. Let us select Zendesk as our action application. And now let us select our action event that will be to create a user. Now let's click on connect. For building the connection, you can see that we have two options, add new connection and select existing connection. So in case if you already have an existing connection, you can quickly go with that. But if you want to create a new connection, for that you have to go towards add new connection, and I'm going to show you what you have to do. So you will have to enter the Zendesk username, API token and the subdomain. To get these details, we do not have to do much. I'm going to show you each and every step that how you have to find these details. Let's start with the subdomain. First of all, it is given that if you want to enter the subdomain, you have to go towards the URL of your Zendesk account, and in case if this is your URL, then this will be your subdomain. So after https:/ and before .zendesk.com, whatever is given, that will be your subdomain. So I will quickly take you towards my Zendesk account. We are on the URL, you can see. So here we have this as our subdomain after https:/ and before .zendesk.com. Copy and paste it over here. Now we have to enter the Zendesk username and the API token. So first of all, let us enter the Zendesk username. So first of all, let's start with the username. So you have to enter the username of your Zendesk account over here. Let me quickly enter that. So I've entered the username, and it is given in the instructions that after entering the email address as your username, you have to add this suffix as well, /token. So I'm going to quickly enter it over here. Now let's move forward towards the API token. To get this API token, you have to go towards index. Over here we have the option of profile and we have the option of view profile. So let's select that. After coming over here, from the left side we have manage in admin center. We have to click on this hyperlink. It is going to take us towards manage section, and over here we have the option of apps and integration from the left side. When we'll scroll down here under apps, we have Zendesk API. So let's select that. Now, after coming on Zendesk API, here we have under settings, we have to click on this add API token. We have to give a name to our token. So let's say I'm going to give a name as new token, just a random name. And then here we have to copy this token given over here. We have to click on save, and we'll move back towards Pabbly Connect to paste it over here. Now let's click on save as we have done that. As the connection is built, now let's move forward. We have to enter the details in these fields to create user. So let's start with the name. Let's say the name. So let's start with the name. Here we have received all the details such as the name, email address, phone number, and all other details of the users already in our earlier response when they have submitted the form. So instead of entering the details manually over here, we have to use the same response we have received, and we have to insert the details directly from there. So here we have the first name with a space. We will map this last name as well. As we have mapped this name, it has become dynamic. That means with each and every new response, automatically it is going to replace. So every time a new user is going to submit the inquiry form through my website in Zoho Forms, automatically the name over here, and not only the name but all the details are going to replace. And in this way we are going to automate the entire process. Now let's map the email address. Now let's move forward. Here if you want to enter the details, so in the details I'm going to give the issue type, and then here I'm going to use a colon and I'm going to enter the description of the issue. In this way I'm going to differentiate my users. Then here we have the phone number field, so let me map the phone number. Then we have tags, roles, so I'm going to provide user over here. Organization is already selected. Other details are not mandatory such as notes and tags. If you want you can map them, otherwise not. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request button. And as we have done that, you have received the response. As you can see, we have the user ID. This means that the user is successfully created with these details. So quickly, I'm going to take you towards my Zendesk account. Once again, we have the option of users over here. And you can see that yes, best user is automatically added with the same details. This means our connection between Zoho Forms and Zendesk is absolutely successful, and now every time the form will be submitted in Zoho Forms, automatically the user is going to be created in Zendesk. Once we have set up this connection, now we are going to test whether this workflow is running fine or not. For that, I'm going to take you towards my Zoho Forms account. Once again, I'm going to access the form and I'm going to submit it in front of you with some new details. Let's say this time the name of the user is new user. Let's say the phone number of this user is, let's say the email is new909@pabblycutes.com. Let's say the issue type is product information, and here I'm going to enter the description, let's say as. Here we have submitted the form. Now I'm going to provide the rating and I'm going to quickly click on submit. As we have done that, now let's go and check on Zendesk whether the user is created over there or not. So let's go towards users. Let's refresh the user section. And yes, here we can see that the new user is added successfully. This means yes, our workflow is running absolutely fine. So you can also very easily create this amazing automation step by step without any coding and programming skills in such a way that whenever a new form will be submitted in Zoho Forms, automatically a user will be created in Zendesk. I hope the automation is clear to you. Also, it is helpful for your business. Thank you for watching.
Not only these applications, but you can integrate multiple such amazing applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any doubt, you can write us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you want to ask about the pricing, you can visit this website given over here. Do not forget to share our videos, like our video, and also subscribe our channel for more such amazing automations.